New Zealand's beautiful, breathtaking landscapes are facing threat from invasive species, habitat loss, and climate change. That we already know. New Zealand has such an amazing ecosystem, but such a fragile one that depends so much on balance.
Look. Pretty, isn't it? Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
So how can we strive to protect this fragile ecosystem? Through conservation. What does conservation mean? Well, I'm sure most people already know the definition of conservation, which is the practice of protecting and preserving natural resources. But what does it look like? Conservation in New Zealand comes in form of predator control, pest extermination, and restoration programs. The Department of Conservation, or DOC for short, serves as the guardians of New Zealand's natural and historic change. Established to manage the country's natural reserves, national parks, and wildlife, DOC's mission extends beyond preservation to include restoration and education. Through its work, DOC aims to bring the rich biodiversity of New Zealand to the forefront of the entire nation's consciousness. One of New Zealand's most ambitious, yet seemingly plausible goal is Predator-Free 2050, where New Zealand seeks to eradicate the three most damaging predators, so rats, stoats, and possums, by the end of 2050. So why these three though? Well, mentioned in my previous video, yeah, they're a menace. But because on average 25 million New Zealand native bird species die each year to these three species. To put into context, that's more than 5 times New Zealand's population of humans. But how do they do this? So how does any of this conservation actually work? Well, if you've ever gone on to a tramp in New Zealand, you must have seen one of these boxes at least. No, they're not like some secret presents left by your secret hiking Santa or the group before you, but these are actually pest traps, like those cartoon mouse traps you see in Tom and Jerry. These ones are dedicated towards pests. Other areas such as Matangi and the Barrier Islands have turned into protected areas in order to preserve the fragile and delicate ecosystems there. New Zealand's conservation efforts extend off-land into its vast marine environments. Surrounded by the ocean as an island, of course, New Zealand has many different species within its oceans. The creation of marine reserves and sanctuaries protects a multitude of marine species, from the majestic whales to the myriad of fish and coral species that call these waters home. So DOC's work in these marine conservations involve research, monitoring, education, and aiming to balance human activities with the health of these marine systems. All in all, New Zealand's vulnerable ecosystem needs protection from others, from us as humans. So if you ever go on a tramp, please stay on the tracks. Don't destroy the habitat. Please don't move the rat traps. It won't be great for you or the native species. So if you ever see one of these, spray your feet as well. Kauri dieback is scary. Conservation is not a one and done, one and all thing. It requires the help from everyone. So let's all get through this. Preserve the species for the future.